Okay, welcome back to the Free Zone podcast. I know I haven't uploaded a video on the podcast for a long time. I've been busy with going through a lot of the stuff. I had to clean out my phone earlier. Apparently, it's working a lot better now. I'm going to be testing this out. If it goes to 15 minutes of this video, and it needs a confirmation number, I'll just get my number and go from there. If it accepts that, it accepts it. So we're going to find out. But consider this as a test podcast platform where we'll be talking about Free Fire for about probably 16 minutes, apparently. Now, if the esports of Free Fire could be able to make sure, they can try to make sure it's a lot faster game than Call of Duty, PUBG Mobile. You know, it's a lot fast-paced game where the sun comes in pretty close. And I've been realizing this, where Battlefield ground games have been going a lot faster on getting the place on more tighter and tighter every 5-10 minutes, you know, and it's crazy where I see that for the most part. It's nuts. It's crazy when you look at it to where, yeah, there is going to be a problem there. The hardest thing with the play zone is when it moves forward, you only got a certain amount of time to go to the next area of the safe zone. Because the play zone's going to get shrinker and shrinker, but it's like crazy enough. Hardest part is in PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty, or Free Fire. It's getting guns and ammo, grenades, loot, all the loot that you can carry, from medic packs to everything else. And it's from all the gun games that are battle royales. I think they're pretty tough where you can get. It's first come first serve basis. Find a good spot that you have good loot in. It's perfect, very perfect. The problem would be with that, in my book, where it kind of lies step by step by step. But there's not really that much to go around. So next time around, they'll do something else, but the next gameplay would be something about that, you know, and that would be interesting, to say the least, for anything from Free Fire to Call of Duty, you know. But it's like getting faster and faster as far as I know from each update. From all the mobile games, from all the PC games that are Battle Royale games. And it's crazy when you look at it. Free Fire, you only get 50 people. You know, it's like, you gotta really run it. And I don't run a squad in Free Fire because I like to go things solo because there's only 50 people. You get 4 people involved, yeah. That's going to be the issue there because of more people. When you look at PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty, there's 100 people at least. 150 people to be exact when you go to another map. But they've cut it down to at least 100 to 80, 70, I would say, the minimum in PUBG Mobile. But anyway, I'm also playing PUBG as well, but besides the point. No, it's just when people get into stuff like Call of Duty, Free Fire, it's every Battle Royale game in the world that they don't really know where it lies, how it does. It's a guaranteed gamble, really, and it pays off when you get first come, first serve. No matter if you're picking up, let's say, Free Fire example, you're picking up a MP5. You're picking up a submachine gun with the attachments on it. You're picking up an AK-47. You're picking up an M6, M4. You know, same with PUBG Mobile. You're picking up an M4. You're picking up an MP9. You're picking up a AK-47. Picking up a shotgun. There's a lot of possibilities that are endless with both of these games, along with Call of Duty. But it's first come, first serve when you drop. My business is you have to drop early, drop consistently in the map more than anything else. So I might run at least about an hour of gameplay in the next round, but this is not going to be a long video. I want to test this out real quick and see if it runs. If not, I'll post that video. But right now, I want to get this episode out of the way just for the heck of it. But when it comes to loot, runs, and defeating your opponent, even if it's a squad, if it's a 2v2, 4v4, a lot of these gun games, they do have that issue. But when you're a solo guy like I was, I got lucky last time around when I was playing PUBG, but but it's gonna my teeth. I kind of made a comeback on that, even when my internet went down. But besides the point, when you look at Free Fire, it's a lot faster than usual than anything else. You can't really deny it. You can't really disprove it. And when you look at Free Fire players, they're going to go to the first building they see with weapons. Now, if you drop somewhere in the middle where you have no weapons, like a scythe, a baseball bat, a frying pan, and you only have a grenade, you got to think, how are you going to get guns? I mean, scythe does work good. When, the Grim Reaper scythe works good. And I like the scythe. It is a very good cut and view, just to make sure it works in Free Fire. And it does work, and I like the scythe. Of all the ones in the Free Fire, besides the MP5 and the AK-47 and the M4, the scythe is one of the best close quarters you can get. You might get lucky if you pick up the scythe early in any of the spots. So it's like, there's no comparison to where you can look at when you look at the scythe. Now, if you have a baseball bat in PUBG, that's not good. You have to pick up a gun and start firing, A lot of possibilities for gun games are endless. But it depends on your favor where you're at. And how is it going to lie where you're not going to look at it? So it's like when you look at it, you look at it to a certain point where which weapon is good for you? Could it be the scythe? Could it be an AK-47? Minus the medical equipment and paint shot killers and PUBG and all that, minus those. But can the AK be good for you? Can the shotgun be good for you? Can the MP5 be good for you? Can the automatic machine gun be good for you when you get an airdrop? Possibilities are endless when you get these things. And a lot of times, I end up with bad situations where I can't find a gun in Free Fire. Same with PUBG Mobile, I can't find a gun in there. But I'm comparing both of these games. Warzone is almost the same. When you look at Warzone, it's a battle royale, 100 people colliding, minus Free Fire because it's 50 people on 50. Because it's a much fast-paced game. And when you look at Free Fire, this is more of what it is. The esports side of that would be a little bit different than the PUBG esports. From a main standpoint would have been perfect. When you look at Free Fire, you only have 50 people at least. 100 people, PUBG, Call of Duty, There's a mismatch here, It's a pretty big mismatch. Minus the one-on-one matches. But there's a couple mismatches when you think about it when it comes to Free Fire. But they want to make it more faster, more pacer, more than anything else. But I realized in each of these games, and I wanted to make a big deal out of this, the playstone's been shrinking faster and faster as it goes. So the way there's a problem there is a big, big problem for all the Battle Royale games that are based on combat zone control, where you have to really look at it. And it's not just the part of it where it takes a look at it and looks at where does it glide, where does it go, where does it take, that's the one thing about Free Fire, is how when you take everything you take, but when you pick up any weapons or grenades or anything or a Molotov cocktail from PUBG Mobile or Free Fire, you can only have a maximum when you get the backpack, you can only have a maximum when you have very little without the backpack. I remember playing Free Fire one time and PUBG Mobile where I had no backpack. And so what I did was kind of really eliminate myself to that to a certain degree, but to where it just didn't seem right. Yeah, there is some points of views that they can do when it comes to elimination process, especially if you're making a lobby of 50 people, 100 people, for say, in Call of Duty, to where you're kind of disrupting the look of it. Yeah, there's a possibility to that. There's a possibility to this. But there's no benefactor issue with that when it comes to that. And when you look at PUBG Mobile and Free Fire, they're very fast-paced games. First come, first serve. When you drop, that won't never change for both of those games, especially in Call of Duty Warzone. Call of Duty Warzone, PUBG Mobile, Free Fire. When you first drop in that area out of the plane, it's first come, first serve basis when you get the weapons, get the grenades, get everything you need, especially the medical stuff. It's first come, first serve basis. And when you drop out of the plane, you gotta really make sure where you're gonna drop first. But you gotta go quick. Snappity snap snap. Where you have to drop first. But when you drop, you gotta figure out where you're gonna go, because you got so many places in the map, on the map, and this is between all three of the games, Call of Duty, PUBG Mobile, and Free Fire, is where you're going to be landing towards that, where you're going to be landing towards that area. To a certain degree, it's not easy. This episode, I wanted to really discuss it to where it was part of it where you're going to drop in any shooter game. It was about a Royale game shooter. Free Fire, you only get 50 people, 100 people. You can spend hours on it with 100 people. But Free Fire, you only have about half an hour of that. Apparently that's what it is. Okay, for the episode, for Free Fire, for this episode, thank you for joining me. Hope to see you guys next time around. And I might throw Free Fire game out here a little bit. So until next time, John Vick sign off. See you if I do throw gameplay out. And if you don't, and if you like the podcast or like the game, like and subscribe to the channel. So until next time, see you later.